I was in Kent County for high school, Kent County High School.
And
so I came to school down here in 8th grade. I went to Chestertown Middle for like about a month and a half, and then went to Kent County High School. High school? Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a transition from Pennsylvania because it was a lot more cliquey. You had like the jocks and the punk rockers, and so it was very isolated groups of people. But I managed to make friends amongst all of them, so it worked out fine.
So
I was actually interested in architecture for a good while, and so right after, actually, I took I guess the first year after high school, I took some classes down at University of Delaware, or Del Tech in Dover, which was CAD and architecture, drafting and contracts. And then during that period, I realized I would be spending a lot of time indoors, which I'd like to spend as much time outside as possible. So that's why I started looking at other fields that were related to architecture, and landscape architecture fit the bill. Well, hard work, I like hard work. So that was always an appeal to me, to be out there in the field working. That was my workout, and I enjoyed that. And building things and seeing what you created at the end of the day was always very satisfying. Oh yeah, calculated risk. I mean, the retail business is a whole new business, and it wasn't one that I had a lot of experience working in, and thought I had a pretty good grasp of the business until we started really dwelling into it and opening it, realizing there was a lot to learn. So we're still working through that, and but I feel like we've got a pretty good grasp of what the need is and what people are looking for. And when we had the original concept was just a focus very similar to our landscape contracting, which is providing our landscape contracting is focused on providing bay-friendly type landscaping, high-quality products, high-quality service, and we use a lot of native plants. So we wanted to be able to kind of continue that concept and offer that to the public through a retail plant center. And that's what we're doing is something more unique than. We're not trying to compete with like a Lowe's and a Home Depot, which is where I think a lot of people around. I mean, there's not that many options in this area to buy high quality plant material, and you're not going to find those products at like the chains, big chains. So that's what we're kind of focusing on, that niche of the plants, the master gardeners, or people that are seeking a more range, a more variety of unique plants, a lot of native plants, and plants that we know work in this area because we've been installing them for 20 years, and we can kind of see what works where. And with we have Mary, who's our nursery manager, is extremely knowledgeable. So, and the rest of our staff as well, to be able to come in and say I have a spot in my garden that is wet, or it's shady, what will work there, and be able to point the client to the right plants and know that we're confident they're going to work. We sell some. I mean, we're not strictly a native plant, and I never have been with my design philosophy as well. Our focus is on plant material that requires low maintenance, and it doesn't have to just be native plants. There's a lot of philosophies around that, but that has been mine, because there's niches in the garden that can't be filled with native plants, like flowering times or textures, and so we use as much as we can native, but we're not limited to it. I guess that would be. I'm more practical. I'm a practical designer. I'm practical in the day-to-day, like what I do, and I think that we are living. We live in our properties. Like a garden is a very personal experience, and it's a reflection of a person's personality and how they live and how they see the world. And not everybody sees it the same, which is why all gardens are different. Horticulture therapy. I mean, it's a real field. So I think just growing. I mean, it's just like building something is one thing, and you get a satisfaction. Like I built that deck, or I built that that shelf, and people take pride in those projects because they built them themselves. And but building something or planting something and then watching it grow, it's alive, is a whole nother level. So I think there's just a great amount of satisfaction in, like, you're dealing with something that's alive, you're planting it, you're nurturing it, and watching it grow. Kind of like our children, but a lot more under control.